I'm going nuclear on my boyfriend's family for what they did to my son. My boyfriend comes from this my body is a canvas family. He's got tattoos covering him from head to toe, except for his face. And I've always thought this was just him being unique and eccentric. But then I met his family. They're all tattooed head to toe with Japanese sleeves covering their bodies. They're more American than deep fried butter. And some even have their faces done too. They also act like it's a Medal of Honor or something. They find a way to work it into every conversation that it's so hard to deal with all the attention they get in public because of all of their tattoos. They say it in the way that makes it obvious they really love the attention. You know what I'm on about? All of my boyfriend's siblings and cousins went on to date people who are also inked out head to toe and had little babies who they started tattooing from 3 years old. And the family portraits are everyone smiling, showing off their tattoos. So as you might expect, everyone in the family was a little thrown off when my boyfriend got together with an actual Japanese girl. Hi, it's me, without a single tattoo. I don't look like any of my boyfriend's family. I look like me. My boyfriend's mom has always been cordial with me, but you can tell the vibes are different in how she treated me versus how she treated my boyfriend's sisters. I want Yakuza tattoos even though I'm 300 pounds and American boyfriend. I never really cared much though. I never even commented about how their tattoos are low-key disrespectful LOL. But when I got pregnant, thanks life, she started being a little warmer to me. I guess people just get excited when there's a baby in the mix. Thing was, she'd throw in comments during the pregnancy about how she hopes it's raised like the rest of the family. I'd pretend I wouldn't know what she's talking about and just say, oh yeah, he'll love your homemade sushi, which was terrible BTW. And she'd just kind of smile at me without her eyes moving. Well, our son was born 3 years ago. He's half Japanese and half American, and of course was never tattooed as a baby, because my now husband is apparently the only non-insane one in his family. We've never had any problem regarding this either. When about a week ago, a family emergency came up and I needed to travel across states to help my parents. My husband was in a super important work meeting, so I called my mother-in-law to chance if maybe she could babysit. She's never been a fan of babysitting my kid, and usually found excuses to say no, but she was always good whenever she did. Well, this time she was eager to do it. I could practically hear her and her tattoos blasting through her ceiling with excitement. I should have maybe paid more attention, but my parents needed urgent help, so I waited till she arrived, then scrambled to go. My husband's meeting ended while I was still with my parents, and throughout the rest of the day, he kept texting me about how everything was fine. But then I started driving home, and the minute I backed out of my parents' driveway, my husband called me and told me I might want to get home ASAP. He said our kid will be okay, but didn't want to tell me anything over the phone so I wouldn't freak out. Of course, I kicked into high gear and broke like 10,000 laws speeding home like my Nissan had F1 level horsepower. I ran in through the front door like I was burgling my own house, where I saw my husband was standing over our kid's bed watching him sleep. I went to look and oh my god, my 3-year-old son had a Yakuza tattoo on his neck. It was some badly drawn god-dragon combination of green and red that looked like it belonged on a wannabe gangster, not my 3-year-old. Even worse, the skin around the tattoo was dark red and pierced. The tattoo wasn't even wrapped in cling film. My dad used to be a tattoo artist. I can tell that the way this tattoo was given was not safe or sanitary. I screamed, asked my husband what his mentally deficient mother did, and he just said, oh, she thought it would be cool to welcome him into the family this way. She thinks the skin around it just had a bad reaction or something. I told him, my 3-year-old had a normal reaction to an unsanitary tattoo on his face. I actually couldn't believe my mother-in-law would take her obsession with her family looking like tourist shop eccentric paintings so far she'd ruin my child's life. My son was sleeping and still wincing in pain, and I felt like the worst mom in the world. I gently woke him up and took him into urgent care immediately. They cleaned the area around for potential infection and got everything sorted so he will be okay. But my 3-year-old still has a Yakuza tattoo on his neck. My husband was on my side completely and equally as outraged with his mother. But then he said he'll try talk to her about it. Try talk to her, sir. She disfigured your 3-year-old's body. I told him that when he tries to talk to her, he better tell her to lawyer up because I'm suing. He responded that if I sue his mother, he doesn't think our marriage will last. I told him, there's the door. He's now frantically calling his mother, who's conveniently gone MIA and we don't know how to reach her. Full story on my channel linked below.